A fierce political storm is sweeping through South Africa and reverberating across the world. In an astonishing and unforeseen twist, President Cyril Ramaphosa has been served with an arrest warrant, a moment that has sent shockwaves through the ruling African National Congress, ANC, and beyond. Global headlines are ablaze with the story, as opposition parties celebrate and ANC loyalists scramble to contain the fallout. Many are calling this the most explosive political moment South Africa has witnessed in decades, one that has rocked both the government and the people to their core. Although the nation has weathered numerous political scandals, none have reached this level of gravity. This time, it is not a mere minister or party official at the center of controversy but the president himself. The repercussions of this development extend well beyond South Africa's borders, unsettling a global audience that has long observed the country's democracy with equal measures of admiration and apprehension. Stay with me, because what we are about to unravel is dramatic, unpredictable, and may very well redefine the nation's future. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this fast-evolving crisis. The news has dropped like a bombshell. Sir Ramaphosa, once hailed as a reformer and a beacon of integrity, now faces the unthinkable, an arrest warrant tied to corruption allegations. The reputation he carefully built as a clean, business-minded leader determined to rescue the ANC from a decade of scandal is now rapidly crumbling. Supporters who once praised him as the man who would restore national dignity now find themselves struggling to defend him. The irony is painful, the very leader who vowed to root out corruption now stands accused of it. This monumental development has thrown the ANC into disarray. Some senior members continue to back the president, while others whisper about succession strategies and crisis management. The corridors of power at Luthuli House are abuzz with rumors, factional plotting, and closed-door meetings. The political turmoil has spilled beyond South Africa's borders, captivating international attention. So, what do we know so far? Reports suggest that the arrest warrant is linked to ongoing investigations into financial misconduct, including the widely reported farm scandal, where millions of dollars were allegedly hidden inside furniture at Ramaphosa's private estate. Opposition figures argue that the warrant is long overdue, accusing the president of evading accountability for years. Conversely, ANC insiders claim the move is politically motivated, an attempt to undermine him ahead of crucial party elections. Regardless of which side is right, the symbolism is deeply troubling. A sitting South African president now faces the prospect of arrest, pushing the nation toward a perilous crossroads. Inside Parliament, chaos erupted. Opposition members cheered and demanded Ramaphosa's immediate resignation, while ANC lawmakers, visibly shaken, tried to dismiss the warrant as procedural or misinterpreted. The speaker struggled to restore order amid loud jeers and shouting, but the damage was done. For millions watching across the nation, the sight of lawmakers brawling over a president on the brink of arrest was a stark reminder of how fragile the political environment has become. The ANC now finds itself navigating treacherous terrain. As Ramaphosa's legal troubles deepen, speculation grows over who might replace him if the crisis worsens. Could this be the moment when the party's long-simmering internal divisions erupt into open warfare? Some factions view the situation as an opportunity to install loyalists in key leadership positions, while others warn that removing Ramaphosa could irreparably fracture the organization. Prominent figures such as Paul Moshatile and Guido Mantesh are rumored to be quietly maneuvering behind the scenes, forging alliances in anticipation of a potential power vacuum. This internal power struggle has not escaped international scrutiny. South Africa's allies and trading partners are closely observing how the ANC handles the crisis, fearing that instability at the top could trigger economic and diplomatic consequences. Global media outlets have seized on the story, portraying South Africa as teetering on the edge of political collapse. For a country already battling unemployment, inequality, and deep-seated corruption fatigue, the news of an arrest warrant for the president is a crushing blow. Anti-corruption organizations and human rights advocates are demanding transparency, while foreign investors grow increasingly uneasy. The rand is faltering, and business confidence continues to decline amid fears of prolonged political paralysis. For Sir Ramaphosa, who has long positioned himself as a reform-minded statesman, this development is an embarrassing and career-defining setback that shatters his global credibility. International allies who once championed him have fallen silent. Meanwhile, social media has become a battlefield of outrage and speculation. Hashtags like #Ramaphosa arrest, #ANC shaken, and #NewOneOver dominate online discourse. Supporters insist the president is a victim of a political witch hunt, while critics claim justice is finally catching up to him. Memes, leaked documents, and emotional video reactions are fueling a digital firestorm of confusion and anger. Protests have already erupted in several regions, with growing fears that nationwide unrest could follow if the crisis escalates. Streets that once echoed with songs of liberation now reverberate with chants demanding accountability. Police presence has intensified across major cities, as intelligence reports warn of possible confrontations between rival groups. Yet, this controversy transcends the fate of one man. It raises a profound question: can South Africa truly hold its leaders accountable, regardless of their power or position? For many citizens, the issue is not merely about the president's guilt or innocence, but about whether the law applies equally to everyone. The outcome of this saga may ultimately redefine what justice means in the nation's democracy. If the arrest warrant proceeds, it would mark an unprecedented moment in South African history, a sitting president facing the full force of the law. However, if the case is dismissed as politically motivated, it risks deepening public distrust in the justice system and widening the country's already dangerous polarization. Legal scholars are fiercely debating the constitutional ramifications. Is a sitting president subject to the same legal standards as ordinary citizens? What happens to executive authority if the president is detained or suspended? Once hypothetical questions now loom like a gathering storm over the country's future. Behind closed doors, Ramaphosa's legal team is reportedly preparing an urgent court application to challenge the warrant, claiming it violates due process. His spokesperson has urged calm, insisting the president remains focused on governance. Yet, anxiety is spreading within his cabinet, as some ministers quietly explore exit strategies, fearing their careers could be destroyed in the fallout. Opposition leaders, seizing the moment, are rallying their supporters and positioning themselves as defenders of democracy. Julius Malema and John Steenhuisen have both made fiery statements calling for Ramaphosa's immediate resignation, arguing that the scandal proves the ANC has lost its moral compass.